Hello, everyone. Welcome to SIG Windows weekly community meeting. This is a CNCF project, and so we follow the CNCF code of conduct. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to myself or any of the other leads in SIG Windows or other communities. And yeah, so today is June 1st. And we're going to dive into it. We have intros. We typically do a quick intro to allow anybody that's new to the community to introduce themselves and say hello. Is there anybody out there that would like to say hi and let us know what you're working on? I think I see most of the names on there are pretty familiar, but okay, great. I don't think we have any announcements this week. I think we're in the middle of 122, and I think the code freeze is in July, so we still got a few more weeks of doing development work. So there's probably not too much. I think everybody's pretty heads down and stuff. And it looks like maybe Perry added our first agenda item. So I'll hand it over to you, Perry, to.
Cool. Yeah, it was kind of came out of a GitHub issue on Image Builder. And it's something that we're facing, and I'm not really sure if it's possible to get around, but I think we mentioned maybe catching up with Muzz about it. One of the things that fails quite often, and I may have got around it, but it kind of brought up another issue. But so installing OpenSSH as a feature requires you to do add Windows capability online, and then it has to be able to talk to a Windows update server. And I was wondering if there was an available download link for the cab file, or something that would allow us to basically download that feature as on demand, and then allow it to be able to run or added in air-gapped or offline environments. Because at the moment it's a dependency on the internet that I'd rather not have if we can avoid it, basically.
Yeah, thanks, Barry, for bringing this up. I didn't know about this, but there is some effort going on right now in Microsoft Windows team where we're trying to look at how we can create base images more with components. So like, people could choose different components. And I think this would be a good case to look at. So I could go back to the dev team and see if we could provide this immediately, or it could be the part of the longer effort we're doing right now.
Okay, cool.
That'll be awesome, Moz. Wouldn't we have the same issue with like Containerd down the road?
I think you would. I mean, you can download with Image Builder. Speaking solely for Image Builder, you can provide like a local download link. So we've been, I think Jay and James brought this up at TGIK on Friday, but you can basically create like a local service that serves like executables and stuff, and then have Image Builder consume those. But the problem with OpenSSH is that it's quite hidden away from you. So the only way you could use it is by having, thanks Jay, burrito, yeah. The only way you can consume it is by having this cab file, which usually comes as a separate ISO called Features on Demand. But obviously that wouldn't work if you're on a cloud environment, unless you say you had like some air-gapped area in cloud environment that used like web proxy or something. But it's the only one that I can see that I have no workaround for, unless I somehow managed to get a feature on demand and then like loaded that and somewhere else. But customers who had that would struggle. It's not an easy process.
I see. Yeah, what we were hoping for is at some point Microsoft would add Containerd the similar way. You can add Docker as a feature and just enable it that way.
I think there are plans for Containerd I'm not sure. I mean, I know there has been discussions on like, can we produce a base image with the container D binaries, but I don't know what the decision was on that.
Yeah, I opened an issue on the Windows container repo
Okay.
regarding this, and it looks like the product person in charge of this was, yeah, they were telling me that no, I don't think there's any reason to do this. So we are actually started to look into figuring out how we can how do we build this and get it part of an image as part of our image. But if you know something otherwise, let me know, Mouse, and we can also change our design.
Yeah, no, I think building your own image is the way to go for now, and that's how people are doing it. But yeah, that is something we will need to figure out in the long term.
Okay, sounds good.
Is there somewhere that you would like me to raise this, Muzz? Like like the Windows container repo, or if there's like another one somewhere I can raise?
Yes, the Windows container actually would be a great way, Perry, if you can put it. I was about to ask you actually, because that just gives me the evidence I need to bring this up.
Cool. I'll link it to our image builder one, but I'll raise it in the Windows container repos tonight.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great, thank you. Okay. Looks like we had a few more folks join. So I think that was the only thing we had on our agenda today. Is there anything else that folks want to bring up, maybe ad hoc here, or maybe introduce themselves? I see a few new names now.
Hey, James, just out of curiosity, I was wondering, what is the code freeze? Do we know the code freeze deadline for what would be the next one? 122, I think.
Yep, I believe it's July. I can. There's a doc out here on SIG release, so you can find all the dates. And they list them in here. So it looks like code freeze is July 8th. So we've still got some time. They've with the new cadence, it's a lot more time inside code freeze, which is nice. So. Yeah, no, this is good to know. The reason I was asking is there anything for 120? I know there are a couple of features where a lot of customers and others are asking for. So I just wanted to see if, when is the deadline, and which, if there's any major features we plan for 122 for SIG Windows that are on risk of slipping. It would be good to know in advance, kind of thing. Yeah, so the two major features that I'm aware of are host process. That merged last week. So we're in good shape there. And then the second one is the, what was it? The node locks kept. And I know there's been some progress on that. We discussed it briefly last week. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. Any other topics to discuss? Going once, going twice. All right, then I guess we can give everybody back 15 minutes and we'll see you next week. I guess this week was a little tough with yesterday being a holiday in the States here.
Yeah, I joined a little bit late. Since it is kind of a weird week, do we want to do pairing today, or do we want to just like get to work? I barely even remember that we had a SIG meeting today, to be honest. But what do y'all think? I'm always down to do it if folks want to stick around.
Yeah, I see Sladen on the call. He said he wanted to start looking at adding a new test for GMSA. I thought it might be a good chance to just cover that at a high level. So
Yeah, maybe the GMSA test walkthrough for maybe some time, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then if any folks don't have any other thing, we can disband.
Cool.
sweet. All right, everyone, thanks for joining the regular SIG Windows meeting. Just a reminder, this agenda is open. Anybody can add anything here. So if you have any topics that you'd like to discuss, make sure they get on for next week or whenever it's appropriate. So thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll talk to you.
I'll also say real quick, me and James did a pretty cool TGIK episode on Friday. So for folks that are, especially folks that are newer, that are interested in Image Builder and how pause image works and everything, we went over a lot of Pere and Claudio's sort of work to sort of publicize how to build cross-platform Docker images and how to do things for Windows. So hopefully people get a chance to check that out. Yeah, just FYI. Good.
Is there a link for that?
It's good intro material for Windows. Yeah.
Was gonna ask for the link as well.
Yeah.
Jay, do you have that?
Yeah, I'll put the link in there. TGIK. Claudio didn't come because it was like 4 a.m. his time. But otherwise, he would have been there.
Next time.
Next time.
If I knew it was about image building, I think I would made somehow to be there. Did you need any help in particular with the image stuff?
No, it was just we just were digging into it, right? So I think it's like if any of y'all are onboarding new engineers to your Windows team or anything like that, I think it's just good training material and maybe some interesting upstream things to get involved with there too. We also went over how like AGN host and stuff works for people that are getting into E2E tests. Cool. So I guess we're starting after hours now, James.
No, I'm not sure. It just paused, so
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure why.
All right.
I was just resuming it. Didn't actually stop. So cool. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I forgot. It's 3 days ago. Couldn't remember that.
Yeah, I have like weekend brain still. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, with that, we'll give everybody 10 minutes back. And if you're interested, we're going to have out of office hours or after hours, or I forget what we're calling it now. But we do some informal programming and code reviews and those types of things. Today, we're going to talk about the GMSA test and adding a new test to test the UNC paths. So if you're interested, stick around. With that, see y'all later.
Cool. Should I